Top stories for today consist of a fan remake of PT on PC being shut down by Konami, as well as a developer's firing, sparking the industry re-looking at how harassment and social media goes on their developer accounts, and also we're talking about Octopath Traveler's Final Dungeon, the post-game content. If that all sounds interesting to you, you go ahead and tune in to today's episode of News You Missed, the video game news show that recaps what happened this week in the video game industry that might be important to you and the video game industry at large. Before I jump into all that, I have two announcements. One, I want to detail and discuss how my new computer is really looking straight fire. I want to show it to you, ladies and gentlemen, because I finally got it set up. So I just wanted to show you where your money and your support comes from, especially if you're a donator over on Patreon. I do use my Patreon money as well as my YouTube funds to increase my equipment and try to make a better show for you, ladies and gentlemen. Now the second thing is, you might have noticed this awesome hat on my head, since I'm showing it to you right now. You can get hats like this over at Spencer's. You buy one, get one half off, and they have certain hats that didn't sell properly or sell well enough that are being discontinued, where you buy one, you get one for $1. These are expensive hats, usually ranging for $24, and that's a pretty good deal, so make sure to go over to your local mall or your local Spencer's, wherever it may be, and check out the hats. If you're really interested in these hats, I always wear a different hat all the time. I try to keep it a little bit of variety, mix it up, and keep you entertained. Now with that, ladies and gentlemen, I suppose we should just jump right into the news. Fixing a bad typo makes Alien Colonial Marines better? Question mark. It's still bad though. Yeah, if you didn't remember the game that was supposed to be this awesome Alien game, yeah, no, it was awful. It was awful. Terrible. Apparently there's a typo that had come out quite some time ago, and now they're covering another typo, I guess. Apparently, tether is supposed to be spelled T-E-T-H-E-R, not T-E-A-T-H-E-R. And this would cause the AI to do something. So when the AI is doing something, it looks for the word tether. And that's apparently supposed to load an AI programming and make it do something different. And apparently, because it's misspelled, it can't find that, so the AI does nothing instead. But in comparison, people have fixed this by editing their own text files and making it correct, and it doesn't really change the game that much. I mean, I guess I've seen the aliens jump at someone a little bit more than they would normally, so I guess it makes it a little bit better, but it's still a pretty terrible game. I played through this game fully on the hardest difficulty setting, and once again, I do have to say, this is probably one of the worst games I've ever played, especially in the first-person genre, where there's plenty of great games. So, a fan remake of PT on PC gets shut down by Konami. If you guys didn't know, PT was a game that was able to be played. It was a demo. It was a game that was supposed to be coming out because good old Konami was going to be making it with Hideo Kojima, but because they split, they decided to pull the demo, and now you can't even get the demo. So for people wanting to play this game, you basically have to buy a used PlayStation that has this game on it already, because you can't even re-download it. Well, apparently somebody wanted to remake the demo, and they were doing it, and apparently they got a cease and desist order. They said that the representative from Konami was not negative or bad or overbearing. He just told him, you can't be doing this, you know, that's RIP, and told him he's got to stop. One thing that was very interesting that came out of this, though, is that he was offered an internship for his work. So there you are, ladies and gentlemen. What came out of it was a programmer who's very good at programming getting offered an internship. So I don't know if I would take it from Konami, but I mean, a lot of people say, why don't you hire these people instead of taking down their work, you know? And well, I guess this guy got a chance to go and work for Konami. Whether he did or not, you're gonna have to look into that, so check out the story if you're interested. There's also a massive data mine that has found tons of new items in Fortnite Season 5. I'm not going to go into this, but there's buttloads of new items, so check out this article if you play Fortnite a lot. Also, apparently, Final Fantasy 15 modders have brought 1997 to the game. Final Fantasy looks really cool. It's a really great game, especially Final Fantasy 15. You can play it in 4K, you can play with upscaled textures. It's a gorgeous looking game, until you introduce it to 1997 and you get yourself blocky fingers and polygons everywhere. But if that's your thing, that's your thing. I'm a classic gamer and I'm a sucker for polygons, but I gotta tell you, I don't particularly like this mod personally, but some other people might. So if you're interested in more polygons in your game, there you go. How to unlock Octopath Traveler's post-game dungeon. This is over on Kotaku, so I'm not going to go deeply into this because I don't want to spoil the game for you, but there is a post-game dungeon, and it is a very, very difficult dungeon. I'll only tell you the first thing you need to do to unlock the dungeon, and it's pretty obvious. You beat all the stories. So with that knowledge, what will you do? Will you actually go after the dungeon, or will you not? And by the way, people have been asking me, where's my review? Well, I'm still playing through the game, so I'd actually like to finish a little bit more of it before I go ahead and review the game. But I assure you right now, if you haven't bought it, you're missing out. Don't be afraid to spend $60 on this game. You will not regret it if you like RPGs. Pokemon Go teases Generation 4 Pokemon. That's right, Generation 4, ladies and gentlemen, Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. We might be getting just a tiny, eensy little bit coming to Pokemon Go. Yeah, so they put out a second anniversary picture, and it shows all kinds of cool Pokemon like the Alolan forms, but it also shows some Generation 4 Pokemon like Piplup. The starters are hidden through this picture, and you can kind of see them and find them if you're interested. It's obvious that Generation 4 is coming to Pokemon Go. So also there's some new Pokemon Go Pokemon that are spawning at Pokemon Go Fest, and this is definitely going to lead to them spawning across the rest of the world as well, which is Celebi and Torkoal, and there's several others. So again, if you'd like that information, check the article in the description below. Also, apparently Animal Crossing on the GameCube actually had a full NES emulator on it. Yeah, if you guys didn't know, Animal Crossing on the GameCube had these NESs that you could get, and you could play the NES games on them. I'm like dead serious. Like they had games like Zelda and Excite Bike and Donkey Kong, and you could literally play them. The picture kind of shows that. It shows an NES with the game on top of it, and you could just play through it. A game within a game. Gameception. But Nintendo's very famous for this, and a lot of other companies do it as a nice little homage or trick or something cool, like, hey, look, you know, you're playing our original game on this new game. It's sweet, right? Well, apparently, what ends up happening is that the programming says that this game needs to check the memory card to see if there are any other ROMs that it can load, including custom firmware and custom ROMs. Essentially, you could play any type of ROM file on this because it's a full-fledged NES emulator that'll allow you to play games. So if you were somehow able to load in ROMs on your GameCube memory card, you could indeed play it on GameCube hardware. There's nothing that needs to be done other than just a very small amount of finagling. But getting ROMs onto a GameCube memory card is extremely difficult. So you're gonna need the hardware for that. Either way slice is pretty cool, I gotta tell you. So there you go. Something for the retro gamers out there and the Animal Crossing fans. Splatoon 2 hackers are a big problem, and players are demanding help. So somebody hacked Splatoon 2 X rank leaderboard in an effort to call out Nintendo. And it says, please add anti-cheat. This is beautiful. This is what we need hackers for, okay? People say, oh, all hackers are bad. All modders are bad. Right here is a perfect example. Nintendo, you really gotta respond to this, man. I mean, what else can you say here? You need to do something about the cheating in Splatoon 2. Finally, the ArenaNet Catastrophe. The whole gaming industry is now rethinking harassment policies. No, they are not. Nathan Grayson likes to generalize everything. Look, this lady was very unprofessional to someone on Twitter. She called them out. She said a bunch of nasty things to them, and she was a representative of a company. She got fired, and she turned it into and twisted it into a whole situation where it became something about harassment. And another employee who came to her aid and tried to defend her also was fired. Again, these are not things that you do when you represent a company. When you're on social media and you represent the company and you tell people you're part of this company, you cannot go off on tangents about this, that, and the other. You are representing the company, and the company has the right to fire you if you misrepresent them. And that's exactly what's happening here. So this whole situation is blowing up into something massively stupid, ignorant, because a lot of people will just They'll read the top headlines of stories and they'll read nothing else, and they'll say, oh, another game designer, another female game designer getting sexually harassed, getting sexually assaulted, getting fired for this, that, and the other, and it's not true. So before you go on jumping in here thinking that, oh, a company's firing a woman unjustly, check into the story, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I have to say. I mean, it's pretty bad. Even Anita Sarkeesian's trying to get on it. I mean, man, you know it's real bad when Anita Sarkeesian's jumping in. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's this episode of News You Missed. I am probably going to be sweating off 5 pounds if I stay in here any longer, so I'm going to have to ask you to like and share this video as much as possible. If you dislike me and my stupid hats and sunglasses, you can go ahead and leave it and tell me in the comments down below what I can do better. It's awfully hot, so if you want to cool down, you can stay cool with me because I'm the coolest guy around. So click that subscribe button and help me on my way to 1 million subscribers. I'll see you guys in the next episode, and hopefully you'll be here when I release it. As always, good gaming, God bless, and thanks for taking the time out to watch this video. Now check out the end card slate because I got a lot of other videos for you.